guys. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to episode 3 of the TD show. Welcome back. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah. Good. Just trying to live a normal life like all of us. So today's show,
nice.
Yeah, exactly. Today's show is a little different that we're covering. I mean, we're going to talk about the golf matches tomorrow and next week. We'll get into that, and then we're kind of doing it a different way. Just thoughts and talking about our favorite comedy movie and comedy sitcom of all time that we like, that we think maybe we'll have the same, maybe we won't.
Yeah.
And then we maybe if we have time, we'll get into a little bit about our maybe favorite comedian. Maybe it's tied to that or not. But anyways, so getting into golf, obviously it's not going to be with fans, but the couple charity matches are coming up these next 2 weeks. Tomorrow's actually is 2 o'clock on NBC with Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, and Ricky Fowler, and Matthew Wolff, who's the 2019 NCAA national champ. And I think he's won a couple matches too in the PGA. Maybe I'm wrong, but certainly not the star power that next week's match is going to be going on. We'll get to that in a second. But it is a charity relief.
It is a event you can watch too.
Yeah, well, Mike Tirico will be doing it from his home office in Michigan, so that should be exciting. So, actually, Mike Tirico is somebody I like doing. Yes, but I think it's going to be tough for him to do it from his home. Yeah. Talking about a golf match while watching it.
I will say this: I don't understand why he needs to be at his home doing it. Why can't they be like 6 feet apart?
Well, I thought there was going to be like you think maybe a couple media members. I mean, really,
more I think about it. Maybe it's just the whole production. It takes a lot to maybe have that many people.
We hear the trucks, all the moving around, the camera people.
It's probably a lot more than we realize.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny though if he decides to do like his regular talking voice like we are right now, or if he's gonna do like the golf voice. Well, because he's not even there, it'd be still funny if he like did the
real whisper area. Yeah. That should be interesting. Imagine his wife. Like, what are you doing in there? Are you really doing a show?
Honey, are you okay?
Yeah. Are you doing a show? Or
The doorbell rings.
Yeah. Dog barks or whatever. Or it's like the Jake from State Farm. Like, who are you talking to? Jake from State Farm. It's 2 o'clock.
She sounds hideous.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, it's not, like I said, the star power. I mean, still got some good golfers. I mean, Ricky Fowler and DJ and Rory are definitely winners on the PGA and major champion winners. Not well, Ricky's still trying to search that, but Matthew Wolff's an up and coming guy. So, like you said, it's real. It's live golf.
Yeah.
It's not a taped 2015
10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen 20 times.
And I was looking at Matthew Wolff and Dustin Johnson. They kind of hit the same. How they their hitting form is like almost exactly the same. So that'd be fun to see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean he's a pretty long hitter too, so that should be interesting.
When his average drive was like 310 yards.
That's crazy.
For
like
Matthew Wolff.
If you think back, like when Tiger was his age, and the driving was not 330, 340, whatever average. I mean these guys are hitting them monster shots. They're hitting it like that. I mean, the only guy that we thought was like that was John Daly, and that's when he wasn't liquored up most of the time. Except he added great value to that. Yeah, he's great. Yeah. So, anyways, but the big match obviously is next week, the 24th. It's going to be on TNT and TBS. It's going to be Tiger and Peyton Manning against Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. So they've already had the trash talking, and Peyton's definitely hilarious with his. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to that on the course because
hopefully they're mic'd up and get that commentary.
Well, I'm sure they will. I mean, because when the Tiger and Phil match came a couple years ago, they were mic'd up, and their side bets. I'm sure there'll be side bets between all of them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I think that's going to be the exciting one. I mean, tomorrow, not to take away from it, I think it's going to be live. Yeah. Both going to the COVID-19 relief. So I think at the one though next week's with Tiger and Phil, some of their money is actually being donated into that fund. So which obviously both of them are capable of doing, but it's great to see. And I think Peyton and Tom are both doing it.
Yeah, we're interested to see how Tom and Peyton did. How they hit the ball.
And to Peyton Manning's point, it's in Brady's home. Area. It's in Florida where he lives. Even though Brady didn't go to jail for training.
He got a PhD, so he's got to stay in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's. I mean, who do you guys think is going to be the better out of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in golf? Because I think both of them.
I have a feeling that Tom Brady's gonna be better. I just have a feeling.
Well, I think they said he shot 106.
Who, Tom did?
Yeah, and Peyton ran out of balls before the 18 was over on that course. So that should be fun. Like that's like us playing with Tom and Peyton. They're playing with two of the best in the world, and I mean, honestly, like. I'm just curious how that's gonna. Definitely, those two are gonna have to carry Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, from that. But I think it's just gonna add fun.
Yeah, I think Tiger won. Mainly to get back at Phil.
Tiger and Peyton Manning.
Tiger and Peyton. Yeah, mainly I think Tiger.
Yeah, Phil beat him.
He still beat him a few years back, so I think Tiger's gonna try to step.
Well, and plus, it's definitely a different dynamic with teams.
I think
it's not one-on-one.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2017.
It was 2. Yeah, I think it was 2. I'm sure it was 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
So that was kind of at Tiger's peak when he came back, because he won the Masters that year at the U.S. Open, right?
No, that was before really Tiger.
Was that the year before?
Yeah, it was right before he started
having
his comeback. It was 2007. I think it was 18.
So I think.
Yeah, it was 18.
I think Tiger. I think he's more together now. I think he'll do better. And I think Peyton might be. I think after what you guys said, but I think Peyton might be the better golfer here.
I don't know.
I know. I mean, I think both.
We'll see what happens.
That's one of the reasons I want to tune in to see how they play.
Yeah, I think that's going to be fun. To watch.
It's going to be fun to see guys that don't usually golf kind of golf like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except they're still better than us.
Yeah.
They're athletes, so
yeah,
it should be good. I mean, I think also I'm looking forward to just seeing like what side bets will, because there was some big time dollars being thrown and Tiger and Phil. It was $150,000 for this. That. And the other thing was funny was like they did their Zoom call last week, and Phil was like, "Yeah, I believe you haven't seen this trophy, Tiger," and he's showing like when they won, and literally Tiger's like, "Oh, I just got an ice bath. I need a blanket," and he puts on the green jacket. And that was funny.
That's hilarious.
But the other funny thing about Tiger is like you see where Phil is doing his video for the Zoom, and Peyton and Tom Brady, they look like they're in their offices somewhere. Tiger looks like he's in his own
couch.
It looks like this whole foamed in, soundproof golf academy room that he's in. I mean, because he's got the bag back there. Right. It's like he just got done from hitting. Really, it's like wow.
That's still funny how he was like.
His dog.
I just got out of an ice bath. He got blinkered.
Yeah. He did. He was. I just got out of an ice bath. Let me get this.
Funny. That is really funny.
It puts the green jacket on. So I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting event.
Those guys, all 4 of them were really funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, Phil's funny. He's that dry humor guy. Yeah. That's what he is.
I mean, you put the two real. I mean, like Peyton and Tiger are probably the more funnier bunch, and then you got more of the more competitive guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tiger was probably one of the most competitive people of all time. But I think they're going to be the Brady and Phil.
It'll be competitive.
A little bit more competitive.
Let's face it, they're all pro athletes. So and the other thing that's funny, you want Phil, the way he is with that dry humor. I remember I followed him in a couple tournaments before, and he used to have this awkward thing. He's like,
he kind of looks goofy.
Yes. But now he's gotten way more open, which actually seems like a really cool guy to hang out. Funny guy.
Didn't he do that commercial for foot fungus or something like that?
No, he has some kind of arthritis that he has.
That's
but
really
he takes
awesome.
medicine. Yeah. But I mean, but honestly, I think it's going to be great. I think both will be good because they're live. It's like a real sports. I mean, the other thing, and the other thing, it's it adds some competitive, something to watch. Golf-wise, because I think this week would have been the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
So we missed the Masters, we missed the U.S. Open, the British Open's canceled. The PGA Championship, I think, is the next one will be coming in August, which now I think starting in it's in August, September. That's when the first major kicks in with no fans.
The Masters
last
November, right?
Yeah, which you had said before in one of our podcasts. It's going to be interesting because that's football season in full swing.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of sports going on.
Yeah, and if hockey
might happen around the same time.
Basketball, you got NBA, you got the NCAA kicking in.
I thought hockey and NBA were going to push it back to December.
I think that's what it was. So, but you're
still
preseason.
All of that's going to happen around the same time. So it's a lot of sports just happening all at once.
The nice thing is NFL is really that's the end of their season.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to kick off on December.
Yeah. So. Yeah. The NFL. I mean, the NFL though. It's prime. Pushing for the playoffs.
Big. Yeah.
On a Sunday, the Masters. If Tiger is in it, I want to see how much like that rating right there. I think what most people do, I know what I'll do is depending on when my team Steelers play, if they're playing late, I'm watching the Masters. I'll flip back and forth to football because I'll just have it. But I think I'll be definitely keyed in because I want to watch Tiger. I don't know about what you're thinking.
Yeah. I'm the same way because most of the time me and you will be watching the games
Yeah.
at the same time. So
Yeah.
you usually control the TV around those times, so it doesn't matter anyways.
That's right. There we go.
Helps pay the bills.
And Todd, hopefully his team will still be in the.
Well, hopefully they've expanded the playoffs.
So you might
They
get
have
again.
expanded for the Redskins' sake.
You know what? For
That's
the
that
first
far.
quarter, it'll be 0-0. But as soon as the second quarter hits, whoever they're playing, it's
Actually, I think our defense.
38-0 in the second quarter.
I think our defense will be better. You're not going to drop 30, 40 points on us.
God, that would be awful. You'd cry. We may do that podcast live, just watching the show, seeing the results of
You
both
know,
of
once
us.
you guys get in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure your own team's gonna start.
We'd have
scoring
to
points
peek a
against
lot
you.
out while you're watching the Steelers, Sean.
Yeah, have to constrain, hold me down, straight jackets. I can't talk.
You guys will be like 38-0. The other team is
Chase Young's out.
Chase
He
Young's
wants to
out.
trade.
We're in 38-0. Thanks.
And then
No, you're losing 38.
then eventually we'll start scoring points against each other, taking knees in the
Chase
end zone.
Young's demanding a
No,
trade
no,
already.
They're gonna take knees in the end zone
You guys
and just keep giving them
Silly.
2 points.
silly.
And then they get the ball back and the team scores. And then you come back and
Can
take
we
another.
transition to football?
And
No.
We'll
So
say
he's-
you're on the 50-yard line this time. You're like, I'll just run it all the way back to take another 50.
Well, that brings me to one thing I'll add to golf here that you two have decided to do. The other day, we decided to play golf, and, well, I didn't really feel like I was having a good round. So I
Someone
decided-
didn't finish.
quit on the
Yeah,
fifth hole.
I quit.
Scotty didn't finish.
Scottie Pippen, as Todd is referring me to, I quit after the 10th hole and went back to my car and relaxed.
And pout in his car.
Pout in my car, there we go. So basically, in the midst of that, they get to 17, and I get a text from Todd saying that my son here, Devin, got a hole in one, and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. So I'm happy. They're asking for the picture. I get the picture, and then I'm all happy about it. Talk to Devin on the way home. I get home, I drop him off, and then basically later that evening, I'm texting him. Because he's at his mom's house, and I'm like, hey man, that was a great thing in life, great moment. I'm going to get the picture framed in a cool little hole-in-one frame and give it to you. Well, next thing I know, I get a phone call from my son saying that, no, we pranked you. So there was no hole-in-one, no thing that I'm thinking, but then
Here's what it gets better.
Yeah, adding to this, I decided to put it on social media and post how great it was for my son to get a hole-in-one.
The fact, okay, I didn't know about
How many
social media.
response do you have?
Well over 100.
Congratulations, Devin.
Oh, there's about 20 of those, but well over 100 people liked it or loved it or whatever. I've got grandparents that are just sharing the love to their grandson, and uncles and aunts, friends, 30 years.
Best spoof ever.
Yeah.
The best thing is that we just thought it would start out like this, and then he thought he was going to get it framed. I didn't know it was going to be on Facebook until I called you, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, and after I told him, you're like, oh, God, I just put it on Facebook. I was just like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
That just made it 100 times better.
Yeah, it's escalated up
It's getting
now.
better and better.
I wasn't even expecting it to be like that big. I thought it was just going to be like, we get to it, and then eventually we would tell him today. But
That's what our plan was.
Yeah.
We were going to announce to you on this
But
podcast.
it escalated too quickly for us to do that, so we're just like, alright, I'll just call.
So basically now I have that left up on social media with some kind of feel how I'm going to respond to everybody.
Well, you don't have to.
Sorry, this was fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
When we see them in person, we'll just keep letting them know that. And then when we see them in person, we'll just be like, oh, you mean my car?
Well, that'll
Yeah,
be good. At
part that
family, this will be the best. At family holidays, he does grandmothers.
I'm going to call ESPN and be like,
And put this on Scott Van
This will make it
Telt's.
better. That's
what's
make
it?
it better.
He has a segment on there or something that it would be great for that. But yeah, that
The funny thing was I actually parred that hole, but
yeah, he did good.
yeah, no, part of it.
Yeah.
Clearly, I was pranked, and the paybacks will come. I just have to really think this one out.
you let that one be on yourself for leaving.
First of all, he's not going to be able to prank us. He thinks he is, but he's not.
Oh, I will. I will figure it out in detail, and you will
The
get
thing
it.
is, because we know it's coming, we're just gonna be like,
No, you won't, because I'm not going to do it for a while. So don't worry. I will wait. People will hear about it.
I have a bet we'll prank you before you prank us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's go with it.
Just keep him
Yeah,
going.
yeah, we'll go with the prank.
To the point where the next day he's just like fist fighting. This is the prank.
Yeah, so anyways, that was a good moment, good time playing golf, obviously for them too, and for me to realize I shouldn't quit or I'm going to pay for it.
Yes,
So there's Scottie Pippen quitting on the team. I just joined the ranks of that. So anyways, that was just the ending part for that. And going into the comedy part of this, like we said at the beginning of this podcast, we thought to go a different direction to see if people would like to hear this, curious what they may think, what theirs are, is like your favorite, your best comedy show, your favorite, and your favorite sitcom, favorite comedy sitcom and favorite comedy movie of all time. So I'll start with mine. I think for my favorite movie, there's a toss-up for me, and sitcoms the same thing, but the toss-ups for me are either Tommy Boy, which in my career I'm in sales. That was the birth of a salesman, and it's been used in training skits in my companies I've worked for. Then Step Brothers, which is absolutely hilarious. I mean, there's so many parts to both of those. Will Ferrell, and Chris Farley. It's sad that Chris Farley went way too soon. He's hilarious, still hilarious. But that's my two movies. The sitcoms that I picked, there's a kind of a tie between those. It's of all time, like Three's Company. I've always loved Jack Tripper, and also King of Queens, and Kevin James. I mean, I've seen him in stand up. He's hilarious. John Ritter's another guy that went too soon. I mean, that show, everybody can relate to.
Furley.
Yeah, Furley and Roper. And Larry and Jan and Chris.
Jerry Stiller.
Yeah, Jerry Stiller passing. That's, he's honestly, if I had a father-in-law that lived in my basement like that, I think I'd go nuts.
Right.
Some of the stuff he's done in it. So it's funny. My kids have grown up watching the DVDs. It's on TV. We will watch that, both of them, because they both got to liking them. So those are my picks. I don't know who wants to go next.
I'd say my favorite comedy movie is probably Dumb and Dumber, just because it's stupid humor, and I like stupid humor because it's just like you listen to what they say and you're just like, they just say that, like it's so funny how stupid the movie is. I just like comedy like that. It's one of my my favorite comedy movie of all time. My favorite comedy sitcom. Would you say The Office is a comedy sitcom?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because that I watched literally every single episode. I'm sure a ton of people have because it's so popular now. And I mean, it's more popular than back. It's more popular now than it ever was when it first came out.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, but it's so funny because it's not a stupid humor thing. You're just like, does that stuff actually happen in work?
It does. In The Office, it does.
Is there actually a boss like Michael Scott?
Oh yeah, there's weirdos like that. They're just like.
What about Dwight?
Oh my God! There's plenty like Dwight. Dwight he's always trying to be the top guy, and he's so serious.
What about Jim with the pranks?
Yeah, there's all of them with the pranks. Like how that office is like it's like the movie Office Space, basically where the TPES.
It's a lot like Office Space.
Yes, that is close to a real office. Yeah. I mean, there are just some weirdos that you come across in offices.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna rewatch the whole thing, and it was just that funny. I was just like, I kind of like doubted it for like a little bit. I was like, I don't know if I really would like this. And then first episode, I was just like, okay, like and each episode just kept getting better and better. And it's like the second episode was racist. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And they actually said this on live TV. Well, he was being racist towards it, but it was like funny.
Right. I think back then. Even then, I think that started. When did that start? Did that start in the late '90s or early 2000s?
I think
early 2000s.
What?
When it started, The Office.
Like
early 2000s.
I think 2004, 2010.
Yeah. So you look like how times have gotten sensitive. I think some of that would not be. I mean, you look
like I always say, Blazing Saddles couldn't be made today.
No.
They just wouldn't allow it.
No. And it's like, and it's just with certain things like you look at back even before like Three's Company would be banned, because of certain things they did there. There's Archie Bunker is definitely called out all the time as like a race.
Archie Bunker.
Him and George Jefferson.
Yeah.
I mean the Jeffersons.
The things Archie Bunker said would never fly on today's TV.
Yeah, I mean him and George Jefferson, like they were pretty funny in that skit. Wheezy. But I mean, but the fact is that that Dumb and Dumber. I mean, I had that on my list.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean it's just the second one. No, the remake of that I didn't like. I like the first one because that's back then.
Remake. It was like it just wasn't the right time. You know, like it didn't feel like it should have been made.
That was too long. I think they waited too long to make a remake of Dumb and Dumber.
Now, if they made a second one around when The Office was made, probably would have made more sense.
Right.
Because The Office was going on, and I feel like that would have gone along with like a super humor movie like that, with the super humor show, and around that time period.
But that would be hard to make a movie out of that because The Office.
I'm not saying to make an Office. I'm saying Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
Made their second movie around that time period.
Right.
The Office made a movie. It wouldn't make sense.
No,
it's more funny
drawn
as a show.
out.
Yeah,
that's
it's a sitcom. It's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So who are yours?
So my first movie sitcom or first movie comedy is Happy Gilmore.
Oh
When he fights Bob Barker, it's probably the funniest.
Price is wrong.
Scene ever. And my other one's Spaceballs.
Oh,
the desert.
So your Schwartz is as
Funny
big as
as
mine.
So those are two of my favorite comedy movies.
That's good.
Okay.
And sitcoms is Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Cheers is just a classic. I can watch that any time of the day.
Yes.
You can just laugh at it. I know Devin, you gotta look that up.
Yeah.
And watch it. It's great.
You might like it.
I know what it is, but
It's a great.
Norm, walking into the bar. Yeah. So, well, the funny thing with Cheers, I posted this, I believe. It was a episode from Cheers that's relating to today with COVID-19.
Right, they started.
They all were talking. The guys walking some lab, working on stuff. Like, all right, man, I feel much better now. Talking about it. As soon as he leaves, wiping everything. People are throwing stuff.
Hilarious.
It's funny how that was in the '80s, by the way, Devin. So that show, he's right. That you know what? I didn't even think of that one. I used to watch that all the time.
I loved it.
Yeah, and they have the
Norm.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, actually.
Yeah. I can watch that. Definitely watch it. It's good.
It's definitely a classic.
Well, there's been some people like Frasier came out of
Yeah,
that.
Frasier was decent. I mean, it wasn't as good as Cheers, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, Ted Danson, I mean, he took other roles, and I mean, all of that, and I mean, Woody Harrelson, I mean, that started his
Woody
career.
got big, I mean, Woody's probably the most successful of them.
Yeah, that started his career out of there. Oh, I mean, Frasier was pretty, that show was on for a long time.
It was on for a long time.
Yeah, so.
But I didn't like it as much as I like Cheers. Like, Frasier was good, but it wasn't like Cheers.
I always wondered, with that show, why they didn't do something with like Norm and Cliff.
Yeah, Norm and Cliff would have been awesome.
I mean, them two were always.
That's a good point. Like, they were so fun. They made a lot of episodes too, man.
Yeah. So Devin, these two guys, one was a mailman, that was Cliff. Norm was the guy at the bar at the end of the bar. Everybody said hi. Norm. And to this day, we walk and joke around. People go to bars, call it that name. It was just they were funny, and it just I thought that would spin off. I thought, but I guess not.
So the next one's the one that followed right after was Seinfeld.
Oh yeah,
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
When they get lost in the parking lot garage,
because it's like how impossible. I mean, but some parking garage that literally you can do that.
Right. I mean, there's kind of like what floor am I on?
I mean, the soup Nazi.
Yeah.
2 weeks, no soup for you. And then the shrinkage, that was...
And you know about shrinkage, don't you?
Yeah, it was cold water. And then the fact he had lobsters, and he took them from somebody else's lobster thing. Right. Kramer being...
The Kramer show?
Yes, sliding into the room all the time. I mean, that's the guy you talk about, somebody that had a career, not ender, but, I mean, he had a racism incident. Unfortunately, he opened his mouth the wrong way.
He lost it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly, so... No, that's good. I mean, those are definitely all good comedy movies, comedy shows. Yeah. I guess, the one part what I'm curious is who your favorite comedian is. That's tough. I like Kevin Hart. I've seen Kevin James in person. He's pretty funny. Actually, I'll rank Kevin James up there. Somebody I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
I would say Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's
probably my top one. He's so funny.
Yeah, some of the things.
I like Kevin Hart.
Because he's true with it. His actual stories.
I think my favorite comedian, just because of the way he tells stories, is Ron White.
Yeah.
Ron White, the way he tells stories, he's talking about that tater salad.
Yeah, exactly.
And he just goes this long thing.
Yeah. Well, that was the Redneck Comedy Tour.
And that was a great tour.
Yeah, those were, Larry the Cable Guy. I mean, I remember when he was on 98 Rock, like, who is this guy? Right. What is this, Russia? Yeah. And he started doing that. It's amazing how he got movies and stuff like that. The other ones, he was Mater. So, I mean, that's a huge thing. So, I mean, but the one thing that I like other comedians I liked over the years was Eddie Murphy.
And he was,
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Coming to America.
Yeah, Coming to America. Yeah, that's what that funny thing is. Good morning, people.
Good
morning, everybody. And then we'll add to the other part.
Yeah.
But no, Eddie Murphy was very funny. I mean, he was on Saturday Night Live. He was really good.
Oh yeah.
Steve Carell's kind of funny.
Yeah,
He's not
got
comedian.
that dry.
He's not a comedian, but he's
got
like,
the dry, awkward.
I think Adam Sandler's
Jim Carrey. Yeah, Jim Carrey. But again, he's not a stand-up.
Chris Farley that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just
the Chris.
his physical humor.
when you're living in a van,
He pulls his pants up. He's a motivational speaker. Goes right through the table.
Do you know where the gym's at?
Yeah. I mean, he's got the skit that he did. Well, the skit that he did with Patrick Swayze and the Chippendales. Oh my God! Like he's giving Swayze a hard time about not doing it right.
Yeah.
And then the other one about Chris Farley was when him and Adam Sandler, which by the way, that group of Saturday Night Live, nobody can touch them.
Yeah,
they were all stars. But the one where they had with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler is when they had the Schmitz gay beer, and it was like literally the Schmitz, and they're all like guys swimming in the pool and they're cheers. I mean, it's like, oh man. But no, I think
we didn't mention who's another good one, Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Oh, but I don't think he's stand up again. He's that dry. I mean, Anchorman. I mean,
Anchorman's another one. That's
just
there's so many good movies.
Yeah, the crotchal region there. You know, he's like, I'm doing my curl. I got to work my guns.
Yeah, Steve Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell's in that. Yeah, he's Brick. He's like 4-year-old version. He's like, I killed someone. He's like, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You're gonna need to lay low for a little while.
I didn't kill himself.
You might be one.
He's at his own funeral.
Yeah, exactly. Or when they had the group fighter reporters, and somebody's talking about something. He's on the same side, laughing back at them. So he's like, "Where'd you get that grenade?" I don't know. I just have it. Is that live? Yeah. You know, he's just walking around with a grenade. So I mean, I think that that's. There's some really good comedians, but then the people that we're talking about, they didn't do really a lot of stand up. So if I'm going to go with comedians, it's either going to be like today's with like Kevin James, Kevin Hart. Back in our younger days would be Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Ron White, who's actually still in our time now. He's hilarious, Ron White. Actually, I've never got it. Oh, the other one, Frank Caliendo.
Yeah,
Frank Caliendo, you can relate to that.
Impressions of people.
He was doing something. I saw it.
He does John Gruden.
John Gruden does all
of it. He does President Bush good.
Yeah, he does. John Madden though, it's like Brett Favre. You know, he loves Brett Favre. John Madden. He always talk about Brett Favre. And he was like, I saw Caliendo in person stand up. Actually, your mom and I saw him, and literally he did Charles Barkley. It was terrible. Terrible. You know, and he's actually now that I think about it, I like him, Kevin James, and Kevin Hart. You know, today. Right. You know, Ron White actually in there too. That's my 4 comedians. You said Kevin Hart. You probably would like Kevin James.
I love Kevin James. He's funny.
But no, I thought it was just something we change it up. Not always sports and Chris Rock. Didn't even bring them up. Hold on, Chris Rock was actually.
All these guys are famous because everybody,
Chris Rock started.
I love comedians and just like comedy because everybody's just so original and everybody just comes up with their own things. You're just like, where did they come with this stuff? Kevin Hart has his own stories that happens in his life. That's his comedy. I mean, Will Ferrell doesn't do it.
Will Ferrell could do stand up. I mean, he's funny. People love seeing him. I mean, the stuff he does is hilarious. Like,
he's just a funny guy.
Yeah, he is a great
I feel like he would do like a competition. Oh, you know who forgot? Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle. The Dave Chappelle show. Yeah,
Dave Chappelle's a legend, man.
Yeah, he is actually.
The racecraft.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
But the part when like in the movie Half Baked, like not Half Baked, Half Baked is in. Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Yeah, so I mean there was so many like that. Now that you think of it, you got Chris Rock, you got Dave Chappelle. I mean, you got the guys that we talked about. You could go on. I think we really had this long discussion. You probably come up with even more of different people that we're not even talking about. That are great. So, but anyways, we just thought to do something different. We'll do that on our podcast. It may not always be sports because we don't want to sit there and just relate to sports because there's so many other things. Devin missed us last week with he had some personal matters he had to handle, and we had cartoons. And I think we're going to do that again because I think Devin definitely could add some of that stuff to what we were talking about and how he makes fun of my cartoons and G.I. Joe and
Cobra.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I think this is something we will add into each segment. It could be comedies, it could be anything. Could be a sick. All right, so now we're going to move on to our last segment of this podcast is breaking down the NFC East and what we think the records will be, which I'm sure will be interesting because this is Todd's division. So his dream of seeing his skins finally come up from the depths of whatever it is would be absolutely awesome on that. So I am looking forward to seeing what. Sorry, as we're changing papers here, but I look forward to seeing what Todd will come out with here in our. So we'll start with.
I'm surprised by my own picks, to be honest with you. I try to be as not biased as possible.
That's how you know it's bad.
Wow, this should be good.
He's surprised.
He's surprised by his own picks. That's a Redskin fan.
No, looking at the schedule, each team's schedule.
Yeah.
Eagles have a hard schedule.
Oh yeah. Well, our neighbor right here, I'll say, today walking out there, he's a huge Eagles fan. He's called out Week 5. That's against us. And I was like, no problem. I'll hop on your betting. He has his betting sheet. And I'm just going to be like, I'll join in on that one because we will win. Yeah. So it should be interesting. But so we'll break it down here. We'll start off with Todd's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. So here's what I've got going on as far as wins and losses. I got Week 1 at LA. That's a win for the Cowboys. The reason why I say that.
Win.
Okay, the reason their training camp is out in California. So they'll be close.
Well, the Rams aren't going to be as good this year as they were in the past.
Yeah, they're not going to be as good.
And I expect Cowboys to be better with CeeDee Lamb and
Zeke running all over them. So,
and it'd be cool. It'd be cool because they are playing in the new stadium Week 1. That's gonna be Monday night. That's gonna be right after our game.
Prime time. Yep, prime time. So,
but I still have them.
No, they're playing Sunday night, not Monday night.
They're playing Sunday night.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night game. Monday night is the Broncos and
Raiders.
No, no, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Broncos and who? Chargers.
No, it's not the same division. Look it up. It's not the same division. Broncos are playing. I think they're playing Atlanta. No, it might be the Texans. Well, look it up, so I don't want to be wrong on that one. But anyways,
keep going.
Yeah, while Devin's looking it up, we'll get to him. 261. So anyways, Week 3 at Seattle, I have that as a loss. Their first
Who do you
loss.
have Atlanta?
Oh, I'm sorry, beating Atlanta.
Okay, I haven't beaten Atlanta.
Yeah, 2-0. That was our first home game.
Against who?
Atlanta.
I had Dallas winning.
Okay. So basically, we got
Titans.
2-0.
I have 2-0.
All right, we're all 2-0. They were down. So at Seattle.
So the Broncos are playing Tennessee.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
so
that's actually good. It's not an AFC West showdown.
Yeah.
So, Week 3 though for the Cowboys, they're at Seattle. That's their first loss because
in Seattle.
Yeah.
It's tough to play Seattle in Seattle.
Yeah, that crowd.
Much as I hate the 12th man, they're loud.
They're going to lose that game. Yeah, I have them as 1 and 2 at the moment.
Yeah. So Week 4, home to Cleveland, win.
I haven't beaten Cleveland.
I have them winning the next 4 games and winning.
Actually, I do too as well. I haven't beaten the Giants, beaten Arizona, and then coming to Washington and winning.
Yep.
So I have them. I have the same thing except Washington.
Of course.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Look at
Nobody calm down.
So they're gonna split with us, and I have them beating us in Thanksgiving. So
okay.
That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
So for them to, I just think our defense is gonna be better. So we should be able to split with our division rivals.
So we have them 6-1. You're 5-2.
No,
we have Dallas at 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
I've got 6-1.
And this is where they go into like their tough part of their schedule, where I have them struggling the next couple weeks.
Okay. All right. So then after Washington, they're at Philly with a loss. I'm picking.
I have a loss.
I have a loss for Philly.
I got us coming to Dallas and beating them.
Yeah.
I do too.
And then
the bye.
So at the bye, there.
After the bye, I have them win the next 2 against Minnesota and Washington.
I've got that too.
See, I have them losing to Minnesota and beating us in Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Ruining my Thanksgiving.
Like always.
Yeah. So I got them at winning at Minnesota and beating Washington. So sweeping Washington.
I have them winning against Minnesota and then beating Washington.
Week 13 at Baltimore, loss.
I have them losing to Baltimore.
Yeah, they're not going to come in there and win. At Cincinnati,
I have them winning.
That's
big game on Week 15 against San Francisco at home. I have them beating San Francisco.
I have them as a loss.
Yeah, okay, I have them beating San Francisco.
Then I have them to win the next 2.
I have a feeling that'll be either.
I have them beating the splitting with Philadelphia Eagles and beating them.
Well, depending on where.
So you guys have them sweeping the Giants and Philadelphia and the Redskins? Is that what you guys are saying?
I have them losing to Philadelphia.
I haven't split.
So I have them losing both to Philadelphia.
I haven't split with Philadelphia.
I
am losing Week 8 to Philly.
So you have them beating the Philadelphia and the Giants?
No, I have them losing both games to Philly. sweeping the Giants, sweeping you guys.
No, I haven't sweeping the Giants and sweeping you guys yet.
Okay.
Dallas and Washington is probably ones are probably going to sweep.
Well, what I was trying to say, Week 15 against San Francisco, I think that either, depending on the records, could be a Sunday night flex game.
Definitely.
I see San Francisco winning that game in Dallas, and then I see them. Then I see Dallas winning the last two against Philly and New York.
I might have them win the last two games.
I've got them losing against Philly, beating the Giants to finish the season. So finishing 11-5. Dallas.
I have them at 10-6.
I have them 9-7, winning the division.
Okay, 11-5 for
Like
me.
last year.
So next is
Terrible.
So next is the New York.
It's not the worst division. AFC East is the worst division.
Yeah.
This is the second worst.
Yeah.
So next is the New York Football Giants. So they got Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones. They got a couple linemen to help their horrible line to begin with. They have no receiving core.
We're gonna win.
So here's the thing. I have them not doing well.
Yeah.
Not doing
Yeah.
well.
I
don't
so
know.
we'll break it down into it here. Week 1 against us.
It's tough opening
They're
week.
at home.
Tough opening week, but we're
Yeah,
I feel
we'll,
like it's gonna be able to win for us.
Yeah, we'll
I
take
I
care
mean,
of
tough for
that,
them. Easy for you.
Yeah,
No, I see the game as maybe like 20-14 or something around that kind of score.
Really, that close?
Yeah.
You think it's going close?
Opening week, we
Yeah.
suck opening week.
No, I think
we
we're gonna.
always suck opening week.
I think we're gonna come out and pretty much tattoo them.
When have you seen us do good on opening
I
week?
just feel
Other than Washington a few years back.
I just feel we will. So I mean, that's a win. So next would be at the Bears.
That's a
Loss.
I have a loss too.
I have them winning against the Bears.
Well, I think
In Chicago.
Nick Foles. Yeah, Nick Foles will come against and teach him what he did when he was in Philly, and do the same to him as the Chicago Bears quarterback. Because I think Trubisky, I don't see him being.
If Nick Foles can play good, the Bears are going to be tough.
Yeah, because Trubisky is awful. That was a poor pick to trade up to get him.
They traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky, and they passed Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
No, that's something they're going to live down,
Yep.
live up for a long time. But anyways,
Week
3, San Francisco, loss.
I have them losing the next 3. San Francisco.
All right, let's stick to like 1 week because we're like jumping. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that because.
Right, week 4. Week 4. So at the Rams, that's a loss.
I have a loss.
Yeah, loss.
Okay. Week 5 at Dallas.
It's a loss.
All right. The Redskins, I got them beating the Redskins.
I haven't beaten the Redskins only because we do terrible against the Giants. So
In New York.
Okay. So I have them beating them, and then I've got them losing to Philly.
Yeah.
Losing to Tampa.
Yep.
Losing at Washington.
Yep.
Losing to Philly.
Yep.
So I have them beating Philly just because it's a division game.
Okay.
So
Which they can go either way.
Yeah, so they-
the Giants and Philly play tough against each other.
So right here,
No matter who's the better team is.
right here, they have lost 4 straight going into the bye.
Yeah.
I have them beating out of the bye, Cincy.
I do
do
too.
too.
Yep, so I have that. And then they go to Seattle, they're going to lose.
Lose to Seattle.
They're going to lose to Arizona. Arizona
Yeah.
should come across and beat them.
I see
I
Arizona.
agree with that.
Okay.
I mean, I see the Giants beating Arizona and then beating Cleveland.
I have them beating Cleveland.
See, I have them losing to Cleveland, but that could be another game they could possibly win.
And then
Yeah.
they go to Baltimore week 16. That's going to be horrible for them.
Yeah.
And they finish at home to Dallas with a loss. 3-13 is what I have.
That's what I have. 3
I have
13.
5-11.
Okay. All right. So next is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
So I am starting off week 1 with a loss at Washington.
So I have them beating us.
Okay. You
I have the Eagles winning that game against Washington.
All right. I got the Rams next winning. Beating
I
the
have
Eagles.
the Rams winning.
I have the
I'm sorry, beating the Rams. Excuse me,
The Eagles beating the Rams.
Yeah, yeah. excuse me.
I have the Eagles beating the Rams as well.
I have them beating Cincinnati the
They
following
should,
week.
they should be the Bengals, but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then losing at San
This is-
Francisco.
That's San Francisco.
Look at
That's
this.
tough.
Yeah.
Look how they have pretty much easy 3 first games, and then all of a sudden it kind of sets in
It gets difficult.
right
They
there.
just, the schedule's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even us, they might beat us, but they're not gonna run away with us.
No.
So
Well, then after the San Francisco loss, they're losing to us at Pittsburgh.
I agree.
So at that point, they're what 2 and 3. 2.
I have them 3 and 2, but they
Okay.
lose to Baltimore next week.
Losing to Baltimore. Actually, I have them beating Baltimore. That's my upset.
Okay.
Beating Baltimore
I
and
have
Philly.
2 right now.
Yeah.
So I have them
3.
3 and 3.
Yeah, I have them beating Baltimore, then beating the Giants, and I have them beating Dallas.
Yeah.
So there's
Seattle-
home games there.
I have them beating us, or beating the Giants and beating Dallas.
Okay. All right. Then they go another bye. Then it's at New York.
This is
So-
the one this upset I picked with the Giants. I think the Giants
Wow.
are gonna beat them.
Okay. So
They're
I,
split.
No, I have the Giants winning that game.
The,
Okay.
the Giants and Eagles usually split.
Then I have them beating Cleveland.
I haven't beaten
I haven't
Cleveland.
beaten Cleveland. I haven't.
I have them losing to Seattle.
Yeah.
Losing at Green Bay.
Actually, I have them beating Seattle.
Okay. All right.
I have them losing to Green Bay.
I have them losing to New Orleans.
I have them losing to New Orleans too.
Which that one though, when you look at that, New Orleans could flop that game. That's one of those games where they could flop. In Philly, late in the year, they're not in the dome.
But it's still
Depending
tough.
on
It's
Drew
still a tough
Brees.
game.
Yeah.
What?
If you shut down Breeze or Kamara, you're going to win that game. That's for sure. So,
We'll see.
then I have them going to Arizona Week 15.
I have them winning.
Yeah. Going to Dallas losing.
I have them losing to Dallas too.
And then finishing the year beating Washington.
I have them beating us. Yep.
All right, so I have them finishing 9-7.
I have them 9-7 as well.
Actually, I have them losing to Washington.
Okay, so that's your deciding factor there.
Yeah.
8-8.
Yep.
All right, so now on to the Washington Redskins.
I think we should let him talk for his picks.
Yeah, why don't you go through it? Devin and I will
Okay, I have
do a
us
little
losing the opening game to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, the two.
I have us winning in Arizona. I don't think Arizona's a team we can't beat. I have us beating Cleveland in Cleveland, which is tough. Redskins haven't won road games back to back. I can't even remember when. But I have us losing to Baltimore or in Washington. I have us beating the Rams. I don't think the Rams are the same team they used to be. I have us beating the Giants. I have us losing the Giants. I'm sorry, I have us losing the Giants.
Okay.
I was beating Dallas at home, and then the bye, and then I have us beating the Giants, and then I have us beating Detroit, beating Cincy. I have us losing Thanksgiving Day, ruining my Thanksgiving again. I have us losing to you guys at home, losing to the 49ers at San Francisco, losing to the Seahawks, even though they're coming to the West Coast and it's a 1 o'clock game.
Right.
That might be one where we surprise people.
Yeah.
I have us beating Carolina, and I have us beating Philly.
Okay.
But the key is what we can do against Philly and the Cowboys.
Yep.
We can go 3-3 in the division. We should be 9-7 or 8-8 at the
Okay.
worst.
All right. So that's so Devin, you want to go? You want me to go? We can go together on this one.
I can go. I can say.
Go ahead. Start off. So what do you think?
I have
Philly
them
won?
losing to Philly.
I have them winning. So that's the victory there for the Redskins.
And then I have them winning against Arizona, and then winning against Cleveland.
I have them losing in Arizona and beating Cleveland, and then losing to Baltimore.
Yeah. Then I have them losing to Baltimore, and then I have them losing to the Rams, then the Giants, then Dallas. 4 straight losses going into
So
the
the Rams are going to beat us coming to Washington at 1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
At 10.
Yeah.
And they're not the same Rams.
That's the victory. I had the Rams. You beating the Rams.
It's not like it's going to be a killer game. I just had them maybe winning by a field goal at the last second.
Okay.
I think to Todd's point, the Rams are not that good. They're going to come from the West Coast. It'll be a 10 a.m. start for them.
Yep.
They're going to lose. They're going to win that game. So at that point, after the Rams, I have you guys 3-2. Then I have you losing at the Giants because it is a toss-up.
So do I.
I have you losing to Dallas, and that's when you had with victory.
Yep.
Then that's a bye week, so that's basically puts you 3-5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 3-4.
3-4.
So then from the bye though, they come out like gangbusters. They beat the Giants at home. They go to Detroit, get a victory. They go and beat Cincinnati at home. So at that point right there, that puts them at 7-4. Yeah, 7-4.
At this point,
so they're on.
At this point, I have them at 5-5, I think.
Okay.
So 500.
Yeah, 5 because coming out of the bye week after losing 4 straight, I have them beating the Giants, beating Detroit, beating Cincy.
So we're on the same page with that, yeah.
Yeah, but then I have them because those kind of sound like 3 easy matchups for you guys.
2 home games.
I mean,
the division one's a tough one.
If they're going to be a decent team, they got to win those games.
Yeah.
And then I have them losing to Dallas, losing to Pittsburgh, then winning at San Francisco as an upset.
Wow.
Because
that's a huge upset.
last year's team obviously was in the race.
That is Shanahan. So, that's
West Coast. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, he's gonna know them too.
I see them as that's just like an upset game in San Francisco. It's like a weird game, just like last year's game in the rain, where it was like no touchdowns scored that whole game. It was like all field goals.
Yeah, our defense played well against them.
49ers won 9-0. No touchdowns in the rain.
Yeah.
No,
sloppy game.
Very sloppy game, but
I think the rain helped us though.
Definitely, but I think it would be like an upset game for you guys.
Okay.
Then go at home versus Seattle. That's a loss.
Yeah.
At home against Carolina, that's a win, and then finish off the season a loss in Philly.
All right. So for me, to Todd's point, they'll ruin his Thanksgiving. Then the next week will come out as Thanksgiving and be just as equally upset when our team beats them. Then he goes to San Francisco. So 3 straight road games. That is actually very
It's
hard.
tough. It's tough schedule.
That's weird.
I mean, you're going down, up, and out.
That part of the schedule I was losing 4 straight.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. They're going down to Dallas
Yeah.
on a Thursday, and then up to Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and then
Tough.
back out
San
west to
Francisco.
San Francisco, then back home to
The
Seattle.
schedule makers hate us.
Yeah, that really. I mean, that is.
What, if you
brutal.
look at the NFC East, Week 13, Baltimore, Seattle, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh.
They all have tough games.
Everybody have tough games, and they're all on the road.
That's a good point because that could be a deciding factor. If there's anything close,
If we beat San Francisco, like you said, or
Pittsburgh,
somehow
yeah.
beat Seattle,
That is like
then that's changed our season.
that is a huge week. 'Cause I don't see any other team in the league having like a week like that.
It's tough.
That is Baltimore,
schedule-
Seattle, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh.
The people who make these schedules, I swear, they're like,
Yeah.
how can we F the Redskins?
I mean,
Yeah, they do.
That's 4 tough cities and 4 tough teams. I mean,
Yeah.
that is gonna be
Yeah.
wow. That's gonna be
So basically, there's 3 straight road games. I have losses 3. Then you come home to Seattle. I have them a loss, but I do agree that could be a game.
I mean, I have a loss too, but
Yeah. But then I have them beating Carolina week 16, beating Philly, which makes them 8-8. They don't make the playoffs, but they made a huge stride where they were last year.
I mean, 8-8, I'll be happy.
I mean, that's a good turn. That puts you in position for the following year.
Yeah,
I had that, and that division's getting
You
stronger.
feel like you're building something.
I have the Redskins at
What also but also when you look at it, it has their schedule like 11-5, 9-7, 8-8. The only team that's weak there would be the Giants. They're all seeming to go upward,
Yeah.
depending on injuries and things like that. But
I was gonna say I have the Redskins at 7-9, but I mean we'll see how that week 13 comes. I have every team losing that week for you guys.
that's
I mean,
all right.
Yeah. I only one I have winning is us, and that's Dallas.
I mean that is just.
I'm sorry.
that-
I'm sorry. I have everyone losing.
I mean we should honestly circle that because when week 13 comes,
Yeah, that is-
that
we'll
is
see what
a
happens.
huge.
That's a good
week.
point. No, you made that. That is a really good point because then you look at the week after that.
It's
There's-
Cincy, Arizona, New Orleans, 2 tough games and then 2 easy.
Well,
games.
New Orleans could easily upset Philly,
Yeah.
or it could be the other way around. You could easily upset San Francisco if
I have
they
the
lose.
upsetting San Francisco.
The
Yeah.
Giants and Arizona game is the meaningless one because neither one of them. But then
Yeah, I
you got
have-
Dallas going
yeah.
to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow could be playing well and have that rookie year that they all have.
And the Cowboys lose games they shouldn't lose.
Right. Like
Every
a
year, you're like,
silly
how
loss.
did they lose that game?
Right.
They started out 3-0 last year and they finished 8-8.
Yeah.
And they all thought they were going to the Super Bowl. And nothing happened.
A silly loss that hurt, and in those kind of losses, and you guys pull out a couple wins that you didn't have any business doing, but you pulled them out good.
I'm telling
That
you,
could make that
if we
division
go 3-3 in our division, we should be able to have a decent season.
Yeah.
There is a reason why everybody makes fun of Dallas is because they get all worked up about their
fans.
early season. And that's why Stephen A. Yeah, I know he's what
He's a Steeler fan.
but he makes
Really?
a lot of
Stephen A. Steeler fan.
he makes
I thought he was a Giants fan.
he makes great points. I mean, he laughs at them on purpose because
Well, him and
what they do is
who's his guy that he's with? Stephen A. And why am I lost for the
What
word?
cameras?
He's the Dallas fan.
You're thinking of
Him with Shannon and
Skip
Sharp
Bayless?
and Skip Bayless, yeah.
he used
Them two would they would do funny skits when Dallas would lose. It was hilarious. And he's
Skip
right
Bayless
about
is
that.
so biased.
Oh my God, he's a Dallas lover. He's in love with that team.
Yeah, it's,
He doesn't see
I
any
can't. I
flaws.
don't even listen to what he says because it's so biased.
He sees no flaws ever with
Yeah.
the team, But no, I think this division is not the worst. AFC East is the worst. This is second.
This is second.
But this easily could be much better if, I think for you guys to do well, this is my opinion, you have to sweep the Giants, at least win one against Philly and one against Dallas. That puts you at 4-2.
It helps go to 3-3 if we.
Yeah, but
sweep the Giants.
4-2, that you're over the hump there.
If we go 4-2 in the division,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You split with Dallas and you split with the Eagles and you sweep the Giants, you're in position then
Yeah,
where
you're
wild
talking-
card.
yeah.
You're talking playoffs.
Yeah, wild card most likely. I don't know about winning the division unless say you come out weeks 1 through 6 and you beat Philly, you beat Arizona, you beat Cleveland, you lose to Baltimore, you're 3-1, you come back, go 4-1, beat the Giants 5-1 going against Dallas, where they win.
that might happen.
Yeah, where they win what you're saying. You're 6-1 going into your bye.
I just can't imagine it being 6-1.
No, if you do though, if you come out like that, you have 3 games that you literally could be way ahead of
if
that.
you, like I said, if you want to have a good season, you better beat the Giants.
Yeah.
You better beat the Detroit Lions, and you better beat the
Because
Cincinnati Bengals.
you guys already have kind of like a good average type of defense. It's more of your offense you have to worry about. And you guys got some good players for your offense, good wide receivers you picked up. But I think Haskins is going to be a game
He's a
changer.
deciding factor.
This year, I think
That's bad.
To be honest, I think he'd be a game changer this year.
If he turns the corner,
Yeah, exactly.
A lot
He
of-
turns the corner.
he had a couple. The end of the season, man, he showed promise. And if he can turn the corner and show that he can run the offense, doesn't kill us. Don't make that killer mistake.
The bad pick.
Yeah, the bad pick. The
Forced
throw.
throw.
Touchdowns.
Utilize your running game. You got a healthy running back.
Yeah.
You need to develop your
And
running game
that's
and
the
open
thing.
up the pass game.
If Darius guy stays healthy, we're gonna have a damn good running game. But the problem is he hasn't played. He's only played 5 games in 2 years.
Well, I think that's where Adrian Peterson is going to be more worked early in the year,
That's how they should do
and
it.
then turn into more the mentor. He's the relief guy coming in
I agree.
after that. But who knows? I mean, he's had good years with the Redskins. It's good.
I was gonna make the other point about Haskins is when you see the other guys and they talk about that sophomore slump. I feel like Haskins already kind of had that in his freshman year. So I think this year he'll step it up and have a better season.
I think it was a sample view of him last year.
It's a small sample.
I mean, he made some dumb things. I mean, he was taking a selfie with a fan when he should have been on the damn field. So, I mean, that's not mature.
No.
And now, that doesn't mean he's going to be a bad guy. He's just a rookie making a dumb decision.
Those things
But he's
don't-
not getting in trouble off the field.
Those things don't bother me.
No, it's just silly.
The one thing that really bothered me is if he tries to do too much.
Yeah.
Like, play within yourself. Don't force stuff. Let your lean on your defense to win your games.
Well, use the running game to your
That's
benefit.
coaching too. But
Yeah, you gotta pound the ball, and that way it opens up your play action, your pass game, and lets those receivers. Yeah, so we'll see.
Definitely.
But all right, so next week we'll work on our division, the AFC. I'm sorry, next podcast, not next week. Next podcast we'll be doing our division, the AFC North, which is a stronger division.
It is.
You've got 2
my opinion,
powerhouse teams, the Ravens and
in my opinion,
Steelers.
it's probably one of the strongest divisions in football.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, Steelers, I mean, why they don't put both of our games on prime time, which I'll talk about in the next podcast.
Yeah.
I don't get it. That's a huge rivalry.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I mean, you have,
Especially after
you
the
have the
Bengals.
you have the Thanksgiving game in Pittsburgh next year.
Yeah, that'll
Not next
be
year,
this year.
Yeah.
This year. So that'll be this Thursday night game.
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe your Thanksgiving won't be ruined and ours won't be ruined.
Right.
But it's in Pittsburgh, so
We usually do pretty well at home.
I'll be front and ready for that
On
one.
the road,
So
we're okay.
it's Ravens, Steelers
Yes.
at nighttime?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
game?
yeah.
That's me.
Redskins down. That's great.
That's a good
Redskins
weekend.
Dallas.
That's
Ravens
a good
Steelers.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's even the early game is Detroit and I think the Texans. I think
Is it?
it's not Detroit and the Bears,
Right.
which is so awful.
So boring.
Detroit and Minnesota.
Detroit has to. It's like a ritual. They have to play on Thanksgiving. If they don't, it's just weird. So
Well,
I
it's
think
because they're the ones, the
tradition.
Cowboys and the Detroit
Yeah.
Lions have
Well, now-
always played at home
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Well, now you
Yeah.
have an
The opponents change, but
Yeah.
when I have like an average team, an average Detroit team versus like a little bit above average Texans team. Because
Yeah.
they lost Hopkins, which makes it go down a little bit.
right.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Um,
But it should be good. We'll cover the AFC North. I'm sure we'll have a couple other topics that'll be interesting. Maybe sports, may not. But thanks a lot for joining us, and
thanks for
we'll see you
joining
next time.
see ya.